Hey, how's it going, everybody? And this is Roger Cruz with Roger Cruz Marketing. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you find this video useful, I'd also appreciate it if you let me know by either leaving a comment, liking, or following us. You can use the link in the description below as well to access Wix for the tutorial. Or you can also, if you're on my site, you can click this banner and it will also bring you to Wix.com. So the banner right here on my site. Okay. When you click that link or you click this, it lets Wix know that I had sent you over there. And I am trying to build a good relationship with the company, so I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So this is my site, and I just kind of want to show you quickly. We'll kind of go through it on my live site, exactly how I'm using the Wix blog app. So I use it in a couple different ways. I take these tutorials and I put them into the blog section. And I have a category called Wix Tutorials. And I display that category on this page. That way, if you were to go on my site and you wanted to look at some Wix tutorials, whether it be on the Wix blog, Wix booking, how to publish, how to create a full site, we have all that information here. Relatively easy to cipher through. So that's one of the benefits. We also do one for marketing tutorials. So these are different categories that I have for my blogs, and I display them on different pages in my website. So I just want you to keep a note of that. I even have one here where I'm putting a collection of all the videos I like to watch about having a good business mindset. And these are great videos. So it took me a long time to cultivate them. I'm putting more and more of the videos that I watch on a regular basis here, and hopefully you'll like them too. Let's actually get into the editor, and we'll kind of go from there, but we'll probably go a little bit back and forth to my live site. So we're going to leave this up. Also, feel free to go to the Wix Arena and take a look at some of my work. It is on my website, but this is a good, easy way to kind of decipher through some of my sites and read a little bit about the services that we offer. When you officially kind of get into the template that you're at, and you can go ahead and click Edit Site, and it'll bring you to the editor. I already have mine open and ready to go. And when you go into Apps, oh, there it is. In the Wix App Market, you can just type in blog, and it'll give you some options in regards to blogging on Wix. I love all the tools that Wix give us to offer that they create, so I try to stick with those. But there are plenty of other options. But this tutorial is specifically about the Wix blog. My voice is a little rough tonight, so I'll be drinking water throughout the tutorial. So you normally click Add to Site, and in mine it says Open App. So we're just going to go ahead and open the app for mine. And when you do add the blog app to your site, it'll create a whole new page on your site, just like you see here. And that page will be called Blog by default. And it'll show either the example blogs that Wix gives you or the blogs that you may have already started to write. So it depends on where you are in your blogging process to what you're going to see here. But just wanted to let you know, if you have blogs, you're going to see them. And if this is your first time, you're just going to see the first options that they give you. We're going to kind of go through some of these options and some of the tactics you can use on how to use them properly. So as you saw on my site, I have different categories like Wix tutorials, marketing tutorials, mindset videos, I'm also going to be doing tutorials on mobile apps that are good for business and good for Wix. Online applications like Neil Patel's Uber Suggest to help you find keywords and help your site rank better. And I'll give you reviews and how-tos on all these great tools that I use that make running my website and my clients' websites and improving all these websites much, much easier and takes out a lot of the guesswork. Now, if I were to put all of that content and leave it displayed here in the one page called blogs, then there'd be a mix of content here. Now you can see here we've got a Gary V video on social media marketing. Then we've got a Wix tutorial. Then we've got a few more mindset videos. Some marketing videos on how to use analytics, how to use small things with Google, how to use the Wix mobile editor, Google Trends. I also use the blog app to help display some of the videos and content I've made for the billboards that we broker here at Roger Cruz Marketing. We have, I believe we're up to 12 locations that we broker out the ad space for. We have the best prices in town, and we include the graphic art. So if you're interested in getting a billboard done in Orlando, check out my inventory or give us a call and we could speak about it. Definitely some of the best locations that you can get, and the price structure or the price points that I have are unbelievable in the billboard business. But we're not here to talk about that today. But I just want to show you some of the things that I use the Wix blog for, and how if maybe a customer were to click this, they'd probably be a little confused just because it's such a mix of material. Not to say that a customer can't find it. If they were to like maybe Google search Roger Cruz Marketing, then they might find it through a Google search and then end up on this page. But I personally hide this page from my site. So viewers aren't going to find this page unless they were to actually type in rogercruzmarketing.com/blog, or if they were to find it in a Google result where it would look like this, Roger Cruz Marketing blog, free marketing tools or tips and whatever I put in there. I did structure the page to have good SEO, so it could come up, but I don't actually intend to use it to display my blogs. So I'm going to get into that now, and you might want to use this same practice. It seems like it's a common practice for people who have Wix blogs, so we're going to kind of get into that now. When you're here in the Wix blog page, by the way, you can go into settings, and this is how you can decide what's going to be shown on this page. What I mean by that is what type of information will be shown. So let's go here into display, like the author info, the published date, how long it'll be estimated to read your blog, depending on how long it is, content-wise, the amount of views that you've gotten, the amount of comments, the amount of likes, in the blog menu itself, the category labels, a search box, a login and a sign up button. So all these pretty cool options. This is what I was talking about here. So the category labels are here on the top. The search box is here, and then the sign up login button being here. These are different layouts. So initially, Wix will by default give you a side-by-side layout like this. So if you're just opening it or you've never tried this, then this is probably more or less what your blogs look like, whether they're the stock blogs or some that you've created. I prefer the postcard look, just because you can see more options, but then you don't see the descriptions on the blog. So it's really just a personal preference in regards to how you want your layouts. You can even make it so that it will show your full posts. With the amount of posts I have on here, it might take a while for it to catch up. Okay, there it is. But I don't think that's extremely eye-appealing. And also not really good for managing it, because I have to scroll through all these if I wanted to manage or find something. So once again, I find the postcard look to be the best. We're going to get a little bit more into the looks in this page as we go on. You can also customize like things like the background, the font colors and sizes and types. You do all that here in design. So you can go through here and kind of play around with it. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you know the basics on how to build a Wix website. And if you don't, we have tutorials on that as well. Skim through them, or if you don't have time to go through the tutorial, you need a direct question asked, just leave it in the comments below or ask me on my site and I'll definitely get back to you. A few more things here. So you can go into settings, and this option here is actually pretty cool. It says send email notifications to subscribers. So you can put a subscriber form somewhere on your website, and it'll say, please subscribe to get notifications. And then every time that you have a blog, if you wanted to, you could make it so that they get an email every time you get a new one with your blog content. It might be able to save you as far as being able to write emails to all of your potential clients, followers, and people who are finding value from the content that you have. But right now I'm pushing a lot of content onto my site. So there's some days where I'll put 5 or 6 blogs. I know when I made all these initially, I just put videos up into the blog section. I think I did 30 that night. So that would have been 30 different emails that my subscribers would get. That would be pretty annoying. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use this, where you're at in regards to building your content. And if you already have subscribers or not. And then here on the bottom is the add-on section. And this is pretty important. Custom feed, recent feed, and the RSS button. We're going to get more into that here in a second. I just kind of wanted to give you the basics on that. Okay, so these are 3 extra add-ons that you're going to get. And we're actually going to dive right into what these are, so don't worry about it. Let's kind of get out of this. Oh, I lost my mouse. There it is. Cool. And the last section here is the support. If you do need some extra support, and maybe you don't want to ask me, or you just want to read some articles and get the answer yourself, there's tons of articles on the Wix blog, and it's not really that intricate. We're pretty much going to cover everything in it here. And you can also go to the blog community and talk to other bloggers or talk to other people about blogs and whatnot. But we're basically going to cover everything here. So this is going to be like a full A to Z on the product. So once again, let's go ahead and look at my my page menu here in the left-hand menu bar, or toolbar, you could say. And you're going to see here. So see how it has this little pen icon next to the word blogs? This is how you know that this is the blog page that Wix had created when you add the blog app from the app market, like we did in the beginning. And I left it up here so you guys could see it, and also so I could access it relatively easily. And I hid it. So I went here, and we've gone over this before, but just so you can see, you go into the little 3 dots circle icon here, and that opens up a separate menu for each page on your site, where you can go through and do things like edit your SEO, edit your social share, which will be the let's go ahead and show you. You can edit your SEO like I was showing you here. You can edit the social share, which means that if I were to share this page on any social network, a lot of times, like on Facebook, it'll say fetching, and then it'll bring a picture of the URL that you shared. So this is what would be on mine. So anything you put here, that's what will be on yours as well. Like I said, though, I'm not really using this for this purpose, but I still fill out everything completely because you never know. And in the beginning, I did use this site kind of more where I had planned on sharing it. But now that I have so many different sections, it'd be pretty confusing. So I'm going to go through and show you how I'm using them now in the editor, and then I'm going to show you how I'm using them on the live site. And then I'm going to create a new page and create a blog with you, so you can kind of get an idea for a full functionality of it. Okay, so now that we've actually seen where the app is on our site, it'll be in a separate page. Let's quickly touch on how we would use some of those add-ons that we were talking about. So I'm going to scroll down and we're going to go to Wix Tutorials. And I want you to notice here that the icon next to Wix Tutorials here in the page menu is just a regular page. So anything that has this sheet of paper looking icon just means it was started off as a blank page or a page from a template, but wasn't an application. So let's click down on that. And let's take a look at it here in the editor. Awesome. So as you can see here, this looks like the blog page I just showed you a second ago, but all of these blog posts have to do with Wix Tutorials. So it's not a mix-up of a bunch of different stuff. And I did it that way because, like I said, this is much easier for people to manage. Click this again, and let's go to Settings. And this is called Custom Feed. And when we go into it, it has basically the same options that we were using before. Like we can see, we can pick the information that's displayed. We can pick the layout. So if you don't like the layout like I do, you can pick several different layouts like the original layout. Which is actually this one, the side-by-side, the column layout, and these layouts here. In the Wix blog itself, there's a few more layouts that aren't available in Custom Feed. For me, it's not that big of a deal. For you and your purposes, it may be different. It all just depends on what you're trying to use it for. You can also pick your design as far as the type of font, the color of the fonts, the sizes, the colors of the background, if anything. Like as I move this over, see how the background here is now white, and then I took it out. You can also kind of put a dark shade over them, or you can keep it a little lighter. I kind of like it to be right around here. That way they can see the font and still see what's going on behind it. And then the same option before. You can go to support articles or the blog community. So this is relatively similar to how we had everything earlier, except that I chose a category to put on it. So right here it says choose a category for your feed. Because I have all my things categorized, I can pick different categories. So let's say I wanted to change this to the Google Tutorials. Then I could leave it here, and this will have all the Google Tutorial ones. And if I wanted to have it say mobile apps, it could start showing some of the mobile apps, which I haven't really developed much of content for that particular section yet. Or the business mindset. And it'll separate all those videos I was telling you that I put on my site. This button here, it says show featured posts only. Just want you to keep a note of that. Basically, you can set some posts to be considered featured posts. So this would probably be something that if you were more advanced with Wix blogs, or if you're coming from a site like WordPress to Wix and you're importing all of your blogs from there, then maybe in these sections you may only want to show your freshest stuff, if you've got a couple hundred blogs or something, and that's how you could feature those. You can label them as featured posts, and then they would display there depending on each category. We can get into that a little bit later, but Once again, I'm just kind of giving you a rundown. Marketing tutorials. So, like I said, same setup. I want you to make a note of here is that I have the custom feed for marketing tutorials, and then underneath it, I put the custom feed for the mobile app tutorials, just because it made sense. Right now, this is just marketing tutorials, and I don't have enough on, particular softwares and apps to have the mobile apps have its own page yet. If you also noticed, I had a lot of billboards, and when we were scrolling through the actual blog page. So let's kind of go to that page really quick. Got to remember where I put it. I've got a lot of pages on my site. Might be easier to see it here. Let's see. There it is. So it's a hidden page. You access this page on my site through a button. So we'll go back to the live site really quick. And I do a lot of stuff with billboards. Billboards became a big focus for our business. So at one time, this was actually the homepage. When I was really, really focused on billboards, I had all the menu options for different sections of town, and I did a huge marketing campaign on billboards so that all the people that clicked on my website, when they went to the homepage, it would showcase the billboards, because that's what I was marketing very heavily for about a month and a half. And I wanted to make sure that they didn't get confused with all the website stuff too. That part of the business is kind of turned down. I plan on doing that temporarily. And then I just made that its own page. And if you wanted to see all of the billboards, or you wanted to see traffic videos, you could click here. So when you click here to the traffic videos, I've actually named this page the Orlando Billboard Video Blog Posts. So now the reason I'm bringing you here might be coming full circle. And you can see here that I show all the videos I've made for each one. And if you click like this first one as an example, it actually brings you into the blog layout. But I haven't really put any content in it. I really just use it to organize the videos. Oh, there it is. So that way, if one of my customers wanted to see traffic, they could come in. Yeah, sorry for that cheesy music. That was one of the first videos I made for a commercial. I thought it was pretty cool when I made it. And just to also walk you through over here, this is the blog layout. So it has a title. You can add videos. Several other things we'll go over. And anyone who reads your blogs can write comments, do views on it. So you can write your comments below. Someone was like, that billboard video looks awesome. And they could publish it. Oh, publish. And that would be on the site. And people who can comment can also leave pictures and videos. Just a little note, do while we're here. And they can like your posts, comment on your posts, view your posts, get a link to share your posts. and then share them on the major social media channels, which would be Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So I'll show you an example of that as well. And this is what one of your site visitors or customers would see. So you can take away or leave this option here. Billboards are awesome at Roger Cruz Marketing. And you could post it. So this is a way that your clients can share your blogs with others, and also a way, if you wanted to, you could share your blogs with others. I see a lot of people asking how to post their blogs to Facebook after they're done. So you would publish it and then go to the live site and hit that button if you wanted to do that format of it, or you could copy and paste the link and then just share it that way, which is the more traditional way. That's the way I would like to do it. But if you're going through multiple posts, you can stay on your site and just kind of click that button and make your moves that way. Clients can also go through your categories here. So you might want to have them organized to the way that you'd want to have everything seen. For the most part, I plan on most people looking at my Wix tutorials. So I want my tutorial videos to be here, and all these different categories I created to organize these billboard videos, I put towards the end of my category list for a reason, so that they're not on the top of my blogs. This will all come kind of full circle here shortly, but I just kind of want you to see everything, okay? So you can follow posts, share posts like we just saw, a whole 9 yards, okay? All right, so now let's go back into the editor. So the way that I'm using this here is I'm taking several custom feeds, and I'm just letting them show a certain amount. So we can go here to settings. And probably is it display? Let's see, layouts. There it is. So in layouts, instead of saying show all your posts on this category, we're going to set a number of posts to show. So you can do all, or you can do set a number, and kind of go that route, which say 3. There we go. And that would be a way to kind of use these in a different fashion. Or if you want to have, like you have a page all about a particular service. As an example, let's say we were at a car lot, and we might want to show blogs about financing or things of that nature in the middle of our homepage. And we might have a financing section for our blogs, and just import that custom feed there. So just have a little strip of custom feed. Or you can do like I had and have a combination of the two, like in the marketing tutorials page we just looked at. Or you can just have a page dedicated to one custom feed. And you can also set these custom feeds, like I said. This particular custom feed says show everything, or we can pick the exact amount of blogs that we want that custom feed to show. So that's how you use the custom feed section, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that even more now. So let's go ahead and open a new page. Perfect. And I'm going to call this new page 360 View Tour Blog. So we're starting to do 360 tours as well. It's kind of a local service, so if you're not in Orlando, unfortunately I can't help you at the moment. But if you are in Orlando, give us a call. We'll give you a great deal on a 360 tour. And let's say I wanted to put that information like right in the front by the home page for our example. Or I could hide it and then have a button linked to it on the page that I have that describes more about the 360 tours. For this, we'll just leave it here. So you can see that here. Perfect. And now we're in the page. So now that we're on the page, let's go here to the left-hand bar. And you're going to see that when you add the blog app, you get a new icon here in the left-hand toolbar called My Blog. And in here, it gives you a lot of options. In the initial blog page that holds the app, we saw that we had those add-ons. You can access those here as well. And it's easier to manage them here. So I recommend using them here instead of on that page. Also, the Learn More just talks about those same things that we were going over as far as the Help Center, the forum. And this is actually a link to the Wix blogs about blogging. So all good resources to check out. And we're going to go ahead and add one of these elements, but let's kind of just go through them really quick. So custom feed, add that here. And let's just give it a second to load. Let's kind of click out of that. There we go. Cool. So then we got our custom feed. Let's drag it down and line it up how we want it. It's like a regular page. Awesome. So now we've got our custom feed here. And let's go into the settings. And we can kind of pick what information we're going to have on it. So I'm not sure why they have that choose category button here under main, because it really just brings you to this second section. So it's almost like an unnecessary part of this menu. It says choose a category for your feed. So for here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new category, and that category is going to be called 360 Tours. We just haven't created it yet. And we're going to leave the settings the same, but I'm going to switch the layout to the one that I like, which is going to be postcard. Awesome. Showing everything, perfect. So set number of posts to show or show all your posts. I like to leave it to show all my posts. Remember, there is a software, so if things ever get buggy, it could be the software. You might just need to like save your work and refresh your page. Speaking of saving our work, even though this is just auto-saved, regularly hit the save button while you work. Get me out of here. Perfect. All right, so now we've got a new custom feed here. We're going to customize that to work how we need it to work. And let's also just go over the rest of those tools. So let's go back to the home page. This is one of many pages that it might be smart to throw some blog information on, especially if you kind of set your home page up to kind of sell. Like, mine says, hey, ask us a question, a link to Wix, so they can see exactly what we're talking about. Another form for asking a question, lots of links to all my services, links to these tutorials again, another form. Hey, I've got a question, get a consultation. Then boom, more services, more links to services they may have questions about, some basic pricing so they can kind of see, what we charge. Just so you guys can see too, for basic site, $450. You go up to about $13.50, and I'm always willing to negotiate and work deals with people. Try to stay in your budget. This is for from A to Z, building the site. Kind of shows you, all the different features that we'll be putting on the site for them, and it also includes the domain and hosting. So that includes the premium plan. And then here, website edits, which is what I get a lot from people who have Wix websites, where they've already put all their content together, and I'm just cleaning the sites up. And those start at $150 to edit a few sites, or sometimes we end up remodeling the whole thing. So it just kind of depends. But you can see how I've kind of got everything structured. So if they're wondering about pricing, it didn't hit the pricing link, they'd kind of get an idea. All these little order now things, bringing them to the pricing and plans app. So all these things here are kind of meant to try to convert them to do more interaction with my business. And then one more form. So this would be a great place in between this last piece of content and my last form to see if they want anything else, or to put a custom feed, because this Ask Us Anything form on the very bottom is usually like one of the last efforts you're going to put on a landing page to get someone to give you some information. Another good thing to do would be on the very last part of your site to put the subscribe form. That would then tie to the blogs when you put new blogs up, and also tie to your emailing list through Wix shoutouts. That's just some quick marketing tips. So that, and then tie that to a coupon. So you'd want to put something like 25% or 50% off your first order, or get a free ebook, or something along those lines. Something of value, like a good coupon for subscribing now. And that way you can get their email, they agree to subscriptions, and you can continue to contact them, because a lot of times people first visit your site, they might not be ready to purchase. So just keep that in mind. So right now we're in between these last sections. So this would be my last form. This would be my last information section. So this would be a great place to add, blog. And then now we're going to go to add blog elements. So now you know all about custom feeds and how you can use them. Recent posts is the next extra add-on or element for a Wix blog you can use. Let's go ahead and put that right here. Let that load up. All right. So now we've got this custom feed here, and we're going to want to just put that here. It's recent feed, sorry, not custom feed. So as you can see, it's just like a little widget. And it's got its own little settings as well. So we can customize it, which will just bring us down to design. Same concept as the other ones. For the display here, same concept, light counter, views, all that. It doesn't really give you as many options. So just kind of let you know, see what you can do with it. This is about it. It's just going to show your 3 most recent posts. But if you're putting out good content, this might keep that person a little bit more interested in your business. So it'd be super smart to add in. If you've watched any of my videos on how to build a site, you'll know that I'll always mention that it's smart to put any kind of element on a strip to make it easier to manage. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Let's put this above. Add. Strip. I like to use the classic strips, these blank ones here, to organize my content. There we go. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and grab the drag button, drag it down, release it, and drag it back up. It'll stop at the other strip automatically. Perfect. And then here, we're going to stretch this out a little bit so that it'll fit the widget that we just put on. Perfect. And then when we stretched it, it kind of kept that gap in our page. So let's go here to the next strip and hit the drag, and it'll stop at this strip as well. Now we got everything nice and tightened up. Let's grab this element, bring it on down. Oh, grab the wrong thing, put that back. Click in, it says recent post, perfect. Drag that down. And you can put these throughout your site on several pages. You never know, it might be pretty useful. So now we know how to do that. And I'm going to fix my, come on, fix this little mess up. Put it back here in this container box. Nice. Okay. So that looks kind of funky like that. So now I'm just going to take this strip, go to change background settings, and lower the color. Yeah, we'll just lower it all the way. Yeah, we'll just lower it all the way, that's fine. Now we're going to tighten this up a little bit. Drag this down a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. Put that back there. There we go. Shorten this up. So grab this center size bar. Just kind of make it nice and tight. And drag that back up. Look at that. Cool. So now it's nice and tight in there. And it's going to bring that back in. See how it looks. Looks all right for right now. I'm going to leave it there for time's sake. But just like I'd probably advise to you, later on, play around with it and get the design the way you want it, so you're happy with it. But I just wanted to show you, how this could benefit you. So you could put the recent posts on any page. Whether you want to put it on the top or the bottom is up to you. I think putting it on the bottom here might give a site visitor who's considering leaving the page a little bit more of a reason to stay. So I'm just going to kind of quickly change this a little bit. This is going to drive me a little crazy. Let's put some borders on there. There we go. And that way it just looks a little better. And make this a little darker. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's all I'm going to put you guys through as far as watching me design mine. But go through, design yours. And now it looks pretty sharp. So let's see what it looks like in a preview. I'm sure that looks pretty good. They're scrolling through. Or I am not so sure if I want to sign up for a consultation yet. No problem. Using my mouse. There it is. Cool. And oh, what's this? Gary V. Oh, let's check that out. And then hopefully they'll stay on the site for a little bit longer. build more of a rapport with the company. So that's how you use the custom feed. So the last thing that you're going to see in there, let's go ahead and just get out of this mode. That load up. Back into the editor. Okay. Sweet. Awesome. And this is my actual post here, so it's not going to really let me do anything. Kind of let this load. Things that we can do though is we can change a couple of things that are displayed in the post, the design of the post, and so forth. So hold on, put that search back in there. Awesome. So this is how you can kind of take things in and out. I want to get rid of that, for instance. We can. Okay. So that's a little bit about how all this works on this side. So now you know how you can edit the posts, use the recent feed add-on, use the custom feed add-on, use the actual Wix blog app. That's its own separate page as well. And the last option they give you is called RSS Feed. Publish my site really quick. Okay, done. All right, perfect. So the last option that you get out of the Wix blog app is going to be in these elements. Is going to be this RSS feed. This is kind of like a dead technology, but I'm just going to show you what it is. So I put one here. I'm going to take it off as soon as I'm done with this tutorial. And basically what it does is if someone has the RSS Reader on their browser, which was popular, I think, before Facebook and like before Twitter and before all that kind of stuff took off, and people were reading a lot more blogs and that kind of stuff when blogs were a little bit more of a content king. That was years ago. People would use these RSS feeders to be able to organize blog content that they were following, so they didn't have to go to each individual blog and see what was new. And that's what this was for. It was specifically meant for blogs and being able to see what was new on the blogs that you follow. So I downloaded this RSS feed reader, and I put this app on my site specifically so you can just see how it works. So if a user were to click this, they go to this page attached to your site that has all that code in the background you just saw. So /blogfeed.xml. And if they have a reader, then the reader will bring up a pop-up like this, or the reader would ask them to copy and paste this domain into the reader. And then they could opt to subscribe for it. And then once they subscribe for it, they could go here while they're searching any site, like for instance, while they're searching Facebook. And then they could see what was going on with you and your blogs. So that was the purpose of the RSS feeder. It seems to me like it's going to become more of a dead technology. So I really wouldn't worry too much about it. But see, it has all my blogs here, how to use Canva, how to use Google Trends. So maybe you can also kind of envision that at one time that was a useful, at one time that was a useful product, but not anymore. Maybe it's on the comeback. I don't know. I don't know anyone who uses it. I only downloaded it for this tutorial. I even only researched it for this tutorial. So let's go ahead and delete it. I don't think it's very useful technology, but it is an option. So now you know what the 3 options are besides the blog itself. Now let's get into actually making a blog. So let's go here and go into the blog page. So there's 2 ways that you can access where you can actually make blogs. Well, there's 2 different ways of doing it. In any of those add-ons or in the blog page itself where it says manage posts, it'll bring you to something that looks like your Wix dashboard inside the editor. Let's let this load. And this is all the good stuff. So in here, this is where you can make your blog. So basically, I'm going to show you all the options. If you're coming from WordPress, you can download and import your WordPress blog. And if you're coming from WordPress, congratulations. You can just click that in and it'll walk you through a wizard to import your posts. You don't have to copy and paste them or retype them all. And then this is where you can create new posts. And before we get into that, this is where you can create new categories. So here are all the categories I've created so far that we talked about. So as you're creating posts and creating categories and you're planning out your content, you kind of think about that. And you can create new categories here. You can also edit what people see about your categories here. So the title, the URL tag for it, for SEO purposes, and then what they're going to see if you were to share just the category itself. And they would see whatever image you put here, your description, and then the title. In posts, you can also create a new post here. And if you're going to edit your post or look at your drafts, that would be here. So let's take a look at let's see. I'll leave and receive notes. So in the blog post here, if you're going to edit it, you can see that you have your title up top. This is important. If you put a picture or a video here, this is what is going to be the face for the blog. You can go here into settings on any picture you have, and you can put a caption on it. You can describe what the picture is. So we could put Roger, Cruz, marketing, Wix tutorial, logo. There it is. Sweet. You can add a link. Get this out here. You can add a link here. So let's say I wanted to just for today, just have it linked to the homepage. And we can have it linked to the home tag, or you can also add a no follow tag. So you won't put books in their browser. If you're doing any kind of marketing, you want that, so I wouldn't touch that. So that's what you can do with an image. You can also add the link here. Get out of that. And you have to save and update. I didn't save and update there, so you see how it didn't transfer over. You can replace the image here, delete the image. You can also have the image go on certain sides. So if you want to have text and then your image, you can structure it like that. This is how you kind of modify it a little bit. or you can have it like the way it was where it took up the whole space. We can shrink the size of the image all the way down to where it's small specifically to put text next to it. So if this was a long blog post and I was describing, like this particular section, I might screenshot this and then show them a picture of it as I write about it here. You can also add videos to your blog. Videos are super powerful tools. You definitely want to add videos to your blogs. Most of my blogs at the moment are mostly video, and then I'm going to go through and write the content afterwards and add pictures afterwards. I feel like the video is probably the more important part. If people like the comment or like the topic on the blog, they'll probably just watch the video. Even me, when I read a blog post, if I see a video, I watch that before I read the blog every single time, especially if I'm working. So same thing here. We can kind of change the size of the video if we want. Make it a little wider, a little smaller. Pick the side that it wants to go on, or replace it and delete it. And just to let you know too, when you add a video, for instance, let's go ahead and add one. You can upload it from here, or you can just embed it from YouTube or Facebook or Vimeo. I would say just embed it. That way it doesn't take up a lot of space on your site. And that way it's not hard to load. It's, this is the right way of doing it, and it's real simple. So, what do I have open here? Facebook. Let's see. I don't really know what videos I have on there, so let's just kind of go through. I'm sure most of you know how to do this already, but just for the sake of making the tutorial thorough, I'll kind of go through it. If you're still designing your page, I'm a big believer in putting all my social links on the top of my page. A lot of people like to put them on the bottom. I want people to see that right away. Also, makes it super easy to reference stuff. Like if you want to show someone, hey, follow my page, you say, go to my website and click that right there. Let go, I can't find you, or something like that. Just super easy. Makes things easy. So, hey, follow my whatever social media page you want them to follow. You can just text them your homepage or any page on your website, and then they're all right there. So it's just something to consider. Like I said, we are trying to build our subscriber list. These tutorials are new, so please subscribe, like, share these videos if you find it useful. And we're just going to grab how to add Google verification codes. When you add a video to your blog or your website, don't grab it from here. This is the wrong place to grab it from. You're going to want to grab it from, let's pause that. Check the audio on that. Grab it from the share. And then copy. You can also embed them if you like dealing with HTML code. But I'm a big fan of just taking that link and throwing it in here. Makes life super easy, super simple. Let's get back in here. There it is. Yeah. Might have too much stuff open here. There it is. So it's one. Okay. Add now. Perfect. There it is. See, took 2 seconds. Now you guys know how to use it. Doesn't pertain to this blog, so we're going to take it out. You can put multiple videos in your blog, multiple pictures, put links and backlinks to your site, backlink to other blogs that you have related material. So like, for instance, if you were writing for me, like a how to create a website blog, and then in there, say, and if you're going to write a blog, click this link and it would go to the blog that's going to have this video in it and the instructions on how to do that. Internal backlinks will help people stay on your site, find your content more usable, and also show Google that people like your content and you have interrelated content, so you could rank higher for the keywords you're trying to rank for. So that's also an SEO tactic. I mean, blogging in general is a big SEO tactic. So keep all that in mind. Next thing we're going to go through the type of things you can add to the blog. So we already went through pictures, or I showed you a picture at least on how to change it up. But you can add images. Let's kind of, I hope this isn't freezing on me. There it is. So it's letting me choose an image wherever I left the little cruiser for the mouse. That's where the image will pop up. So you can pick something from your files, or if, as you already know, go get the free media from Wix, which is all awesome. Or you can upload more media from your Facebook, Google Drive, Google Photos, Instagram, you name it, Dropbox, it's all here. So tons of ways to get that content into your blog. And it's just so easy to do it. If you need to make dividers for your blog, you can do that. And you can also add galleries to your blog, just like the Wix galleries that we have in the site. So we'll just grab like Google icons, and we want to pick more than one option. Just hit Control. Anything else Google? Yeah, there's. There you go. Let's grab a bunch of Google stuff. Oh, Wix stuff. Wix is good too. All right, so now we got a bunch of icons we might want to add to our gallery. It's like pictures are worth 1,000 words. So if you want to add a few pictures, or maybe even make this like a step-by-step thing. So as you're talking, you can put several little step-by-step images that you've created, have people kind of follow along with what you said. You can change these to basically all the different kinds of galleries that you find in Wix. So if you rather have a slider, a thumbnail view, different icons, whatever works for you. Also make sure it kind of works for your images. Add more, you're right there. And then same thing with the sizes. So we can make it small or large. Me personally, I mean, I'm a big fan of this style. It tends to work out good for me and the way I like delivering my stuff. But whatever you do. And either way, if you want to put content, if you want to reorganize the media, and then for settings, it'll let us, come on, pick like how many items per row, spacing, cropping items, the type of space that we want to give it. Can be long or one-to-ones. You guys might be familiar with all this stuff already if you've been using Wix for a little bit. So just kind of going over it briefly. But that's how you would add a gallery. Play around with it, pick which design you like. So let me get out of here. Let's delete that. Delete that. There we go. All right, so that's most of the basics that you're going to see here in the blog. So let's say we wrote the blog and we were ready to publish. One last thing. You can add dividers for content. You can pick if they're going to be like little lines or like these little specs, or however you want to do it. So if you're trying to section your content out, like chapter 1, chapter 2, or section 1, section 2, kind of let people know where one part of your blog starts, the other one ends, or where parts of your blog start and end, you can put that stuff there. And yeah, sorry about that. I need to wake up a little bit. All right, cool. So yeah, that would like work out here. So let's say if I wanted to section this out, it might look a little better like that. Also kind of let people know how I want the content to come out. And then the very last thing is going to be an HTML code embedder, just here. So if anybody knows how to do HTML code, you can do things like put maps in. There's widgets that are meant to be used that way. Tons of different things you can do with HTML code. I was going to start a whole blog with you, but this kind of went over everything that we're going to need to go over. But I kind of had this material here set up. So just for the sake of showing you how to do this, I'm going to open this up. Come on. I'm going to have to make little short versions of this video too for people who don't need this full explanation. But see, this is pretty cool. So this is those 360 pictures I was mentioning. And they're really good for businesses. This one in particular has already gotten like 2,000 views on this particular picture. So if I was going to write a blog about 360s, I might want to embed one of those in the blog. So you didn't see an option there to embed a 360, right? It's a special kind of thing. But what we could do is go here, put share, and then Google will give us an option to embed. This works for anything that you can embed. Copy the HTML into the editor. And then same thing, you can make it wider or taller here. I'm going to show you. You can put it to the left or the right of the content. You can add it here. So I'm going to put my my HTML code here, and I'm going to update. I put it. Should be there. Could just be taking a second to load. Yeah, update. Sorry, I got to start pausing these videos when loading takes too long. So, yeah, so now it loaded. It only took like probably 20 or 30 seconds, but kind of too much for me. I think I might have too much stuff on this computer. I've been making a lot of content lately. Could be the computer. I doubt it's my internet connection. Maybe it's that. So we'll figure it out. But like I was saying, you can make these things wider and taller. So you could see that picture's cut off. When you use HTML, it's all about height and width. So this is where you can kind of pick the height and width that you're going to go with. And try to get it kind of snug around your image. Cool. And it's just something cool you can just add to your blogs. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. You can add this to your site too. You guys haven't already figured out how to do that. And yeah, now this would be a pretty cool looking blog. You know what I mean? To have that there. People like that kind of stuff. It's pretty neat. Come on, stop it. There we go. All right. Cool. So that would look really neat. There's not like a preview button or anything here, so we can't see it live, but we can show it to you later. I'm going to leave it there just for the sake of leaving it there for right now. Now, if we just finished writing this, this would say publish, not publish changes. And come on. There we go. Oh, where'd the screen go? All right, I'm getting out of here. Cool. We're back. And the editor disappeared. There it is. Cool, we're back. God, that was scary. All right. So now we go here and we can discard our changes if we don't want to do that. We can save our changes if we don't want to publish them. Just like you would on a web page. Choose your category, which is what we're going to get into now. So if I want to make a new category for the new page I was talking about, go here. You can create new categories here or in the category page. So once you're done typing your blog, if you haven't really thought of the category until you get to this point, no worries. And then you can also do a couple other things we're just going to go over. So if I wanted to add a different cover photo for this particular blog, I could do that here. So if I didn't want it to pick up the photo that was right there, I could change it to whatever I wanted. We were talking about featured post earlier. So if I wanted to do that, this is where you can turn your post into featured posts. And that way, when you have that feature selected in the feed, it'll only select the featured post for either that category or for the blogs in general. When you have this shown, you're going to want some kind of description of what's going on. So you've got your author and then an excerpt from the blog itself. Oh my God. I lost my mouse. There it is. What's going on? So we could put, if this was a 360 one, so put 360 cameras, 360 pictures on Google Maps will increase the amount of traffic you see at your location. Give customers a sneak and they give us 140 characters to write that with, so choose your words wisely. All right, cool. So that's the little expert there. We got our categories. You can pick up to 10 of these categories to choose from. So if I wanted this to be in, where'd the mouse go? There it is. What's going on tonight? There we go. So we could have this in 360 Tours and in Wix Tutorials and in Google Tutorials and in a billboard. You can pick up to 10 categories. So some things that you write about will fall into more than one category. No big deal. For SEO, it's going to give us our URL here. You guys can edit it however you'd like. And then it will also take the same title you used and take an excerpt, like the first little bit of what you wrote in your blog, and it'll put it here. And this is what it would look like on Google, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of have an idea. So these blogs are super useful. Be smart with how you use them. and it should be able to help you boost your let's go and just get this out of here. Half a sentence looks stupid. There we go. Be super careful about how you use it so that you can use it to your advantage. And if you weren't ready to publish something, you just kind of want to sleep on it, you hit save instead of save and publish, or you can hit publish so you can see your live changes. So now we've pretty much gone through that. You've seen everything that you really need to know about the Wix blog app. You know about how to add it to your site, what the app itself actually does. It showcases all of your blogs, how you can organize it to show different blogs on a different page, whether you want to show a lot of them or a little bit, using the custom feeder, or just a custom feeder to show everything, or custom feeder to show a certain amount. You can put just your recent blogs up, or you can use the more or less outdated RSS feeder for people who still use that kind of technology. And the very last thing I'm going to show you, and not everybody has this. I know I'm a Wix expert, and I'm also in some of the alpha testing programs. And this is the new version of the blog. So I might have early access to this, but this, if you click the settings, this is the SEO settings for the Wix blog. And you could do accelerated mobile pages, which is one of the reasons why I put those videos for the billboard into the Wix blog. These Wix blog pages load really fast on mobile, and sometimes videos don't. So that's a great way for me to showcase those videos quickly to my clients, is having them integrated into my website through this app. So you can enable that, and what it does is it just makes your blog posts easier to read by mobile. So it makes them a little bit lightweight and makes them easier to read. It doesn't really mess up any of your content. You're going to need to update your logo here if you're going to use this. So it's the first thing that Wix tells you to do, is update your logo, or put your logo here and then enable it. And then schema. So schema is a tool that all the search engines came in and built together. So Yahoo, Bing, and Google, they came together and they built something on schema.org. And basically, it's a way to read rich text off of your website and display it in the top of search engines. So here it is. See why Google, Bing, Yandex, and Yahoo are collaborating. Aren't they competitors? Yeah, they are. But they're trying to make everything about the user. So this is where you can get some information about that. You can also get information about that in the Wix blog. So just click more. They start talking about it here. And there's several tools you can use to add schema to the rest of the pages on your site, which is something we can get into another day. But in the Wix blog and in your e-store, it's done for you automatically. So you don't have to do anything but just hit enable, and it'll allow Wix to read it and have those posts come up a little bit better in the search results. I've got way too much stuff open here, so we're just going to get out of this stuff. Make everything slow. I don't want to put you guys through too much of it. But yeah, read this article here. It'll talk more about it. If you have any questions about it, you can ask me too. But basically, I don't know if you've ever seen a Google search. This is on mobile or even on desktop, where it's like on the top of the search results, it'll have like a little picture like this, and then the information that's talking about that might be answering your question. And there'll be several of them in like a little slider on the desktop, and mobile will just kind of look like this. These are the kind of results that'll come up. So not only that, but they're on the top of the search results and they look cool. So enabling that and making sure that your content's really good so that you come up is a great way to hurry up and get your Wix website ranking on Google and ranking high. So take some time when you make your blog posts. So like for instance here, because I'm going to use that 360 post. Oh, let's go back. Since I'm going to use that 360 embedded picture in my first blog post for 360s, I'm going to keep that format so I don't have to redo the format again. I'm just going to duplicate this post. And now I'm going to do something like, the 7 best reasons to use 360 tours and photos in your business. Or even in your local Orlando business. So that way it might come up for, think people are searching 360 tours in Orlando, right? So kind of strategically put that keyword in my header, and then I would start to write content, leave a video about, these 7 reasons as I talk about them. Section out the content for it to make sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put links to other content, and then have examples and pictures throughout my blog. And all that will help me rank better. And then obviously go here into the settings and fill all this stuff out. Put unique cover photos. Make sure I have these things done correctly. And then this automatically will match what it says here. And then you can just kind of see what you need to change once you're done writing everything, even if it is a copy. So I'm just going to save this. And if you were still like, man, I don't know what to write in my blogs, I totally understand. So there's a couple different things you can do for that. First thing is you can put in, like what you're going to write about. So I'm going to put 7 best reasons, or 7 best reasons, and then put 360 tours. And then why reinvent the wheel? Look through and see what other people have written on the subject and compile those reasons together. And then also see how they structured their blog so that you can make your blog way better than theirs. So look at one of my competitors' blogs. And here he just has pictures of 360 tours. Doesn't actually have one here. So having one is going to make mine better. The way that he implemented this font here looks like crap. You can't read it. It doesn't click anything when you do it. So I'm not going to do anything stupid like that. I just don't mean to talk bad about somebody that way. It just looks stupid. Parallax pictures look cool, but they really add no value. There we go. He's got some small things here, so I'll make sure I add stuff like that too. Give me some ideas. Make sure I put a button in there. Smart, so now I've got some ideas how to use it. We're also Street View trusted from Google, so probably add that in the middle of this or in the top of this just to give more validation about what I'm talking about. So as I'm nitpicking his, I'm getting more and more ideas for mine. I'd probably read 3 or 4 different blogs on the subject, especially the ones that are ranking really high on Google, so I kind of know where the bar is and I can set my bar higher. So that would be, like rule number 1 on how I would kind of structure my blog content, so I can make sure that I outrank my competitors on the subject. So that's quite a bit of work. But if you do that and you make a bunch of categories and you interlink these things, and you find other people on the subject that do a really good job, like maybe this guy might have a better blog, I might want to link out to his blog or link out to a blog from Google and put that in my blog. And just show that my blog has a lot of value to my customers. See, his doesn't have a lot of information either. So simply by putting these videos and more links in these blogs and the guys who currently rank, I can probably make my blog rank relatively fast, especially with the schema tool that Wix gives us, and which is relatively new. I mean, definitely a huge leg up. So that's basically the end of the tutorial. Now you kind of know how to use everything. That's every single thing that's in the blogs. The only other things that we could even slightly go over is kind of go here. Let's go to this page that was the 360 tour blog page. And I haven't actually started to play around with my custom feed, but let's just show you how it works. So I'm going to go to manage posts. Oh, not manage posts. So sorry for all this slow loading tonight. We're almost there. All right. Settings. Come on. There we go. And then let's choose my category. 360 tours is the newest category. And they're absolutely right. Posts are coming soon, so we might as well leave that there. So let's say posts are coming soon. Someone was interested in that. They didn't get what they wanted. On the bottom of all your pages, or at least some of your pages, it's totally up to you. You can also start to collect emails so that when you do have new blogs, when you want to turn on that subscriber button, you can. And that form is just click here, add. Contact, subscribe, and then you can pick any layout you want. So you tie one of these on the site as well, and that way you can get more traffic to your blogs by emailing out useful content to some of your subscribers. Oh my God. I'm sorry, this thing is a little slow, so it's like acting choppy. But you can customize this however you want. God. There it is. So yeah, customize this however you want. And this way you can start getting more people your blog content. And then they'll click that blog in the email, and then it'll show that you're getting more site visitors, and then your site will be able to rank higher. Also, go and share your content on social media, in relevant places. Don't just share it on your feed or your business page. Go on like groups and post it into groups that could find the information useful, and that way people will click it, come to your website, and then find out about you. Maybe start, reading more of your blogs or following you on Facebook, and utilize those channels. Make sure you make your content really good. Do your best you can with it. And that's basically all for now. So that's from A to Z on blogging. The last thing I can show you, this is honestly the last thing, I know I keep saying that, is that if you didn't want to access your blog through your website, which we probably should have been doing this whole time, probably would have been a lot faster. Go right here in your dashboard. And you can edit your blog content right here without having to have the editor open. And as you can tell, the editor is kind of a heavy program, so it can slow up your internet speed, take up a lot of bandwidth. So this would be a way that you could just kind of edit without having to have the editor open as well. and add new content, add new categories, the whole 9 yards. All right, so that is the end of everything. Can't think of anything I'm missing. Once you get members, you can allow them to post blogs for you as well. And then you can have posts by others and search through those. So if you want to have guest bloggers on your blog, you can make them a member and then edit their membership to be able to blog. And then all your drafts will be under drafts, and you can publish them as you're ready. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Hope this was useful. If it was, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, share it on social media, and feel free to leave any questions below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you can think of any tips that I could do to improve these videos, please also leave that in the comments, or feel free to leave those tips on my site. And if you want a video about a particular subject, let me know, even if it's not pertaining to Wix, if it's another kind of digital marketing. If it's something that I can do, I'll let you know and I'll do it for you. And if it's not, I'll also let you know. So take care. You have a great day. And once again, thank you for watching.